Hello and welcome to Grid Vision. Tonight we are at Kansas Motor Speedway for the SSRL Truck Series. I am your producer, Austin Derbyshire, joined in the booth with Nick Stein, and we are ready for 100 laps of some great truck action. How are you tonight, Nick?
Oh, I'm doing just fine, and it's Kansas Speedway with the trucks, so tonight is bound to be an absolute blast.
Well, let's take a quick look at the track. We have here Kansas City, 1.53 miles. The ambient temperature today is 92 degrees. If we take a look at the track weather, oh, that's actually is the track temp. Sorry, track temperature of 92 degrees Fahrenheit and ambient air temperature of 77 degrees Fahrenheit. But with that, let's take a quick look at what's coming up this week on Grid Vision. We just had a really exciting week. One of the best finishes, 5-wide finish for the Grid Vision Super Speedway Series at Talladega. And then we raced at Twin Ring Motegi and champion. And then as you see tonight, Kansas Speedway. Rest of the week, we have Martinsville on the docket. Tomorrow there'll be Brian Britt and Austin Edstrom. And then on Sunday, as always, we have our double header with GRL and their penultimate race of the season before we head to Phoenix. And then we go Xfinity racing with Real Good Racing Xfinity Series presented by Kailu Glass, also at Martinsville. But as we wrap that up, drivers have already finished their qualifying, and we have about 2 minutes before we go green. So what are the keys to the race tonight, Nick?
Well, it's good. First tonight, it's going to be about saving the tires, as it is every week. You got to save the right side tires with this truck. This truck is very, very dependent on having the right side grip. And if you don't have that, you're not going to be going very far tonight. And of course, you got to avoid the chaos. Kansas is known for its big wrecks. We've seen a ton of big wrecks, both in real life and on iRacing here. So avoid the wrecks, and you should be good to go tonight. And of course, getting on the pit road, you got to get on safely. This is a very difficult pit road with the truck to get onto with the banking change, and if you can get on pit road, you should be pretty good tonight.
Let's take a quick look at the points here before we get started. Raymond Root in the lead with 309 points, followed by Kendall Levron with 288. 5 points behind him is Blair Hollyman and Mike Burnett behind him. Friend of the show, Brandon Edstrom, tied for 4th place with 279 points. Philip Henry 6th, Dave Fuge Jr. in 7th, Kevin Zosiak in 8th, and Rob Yost Jr. in 9th. Tanner Marty rounding up your top 10. Yeah, it's going to be a really, really exciting race tonight. Kansas is one of my favorite races. You know, really close to your normal cookie cutter oval, but just enough of a change, just enough of a difference on this track that it's not quite like other tracks like Charlotte.
Yeah, this track reminds me of Chicagoland Speedway in a lot. It's not as bumpy as Chicagoland, and of course the surface isn't as old as Chicagoland, but a lot of the characteristics are the same. You got high banking, high speeds, and we're bound to see a lot of multi-groove racing tonight. That top line is going to be very, very popular with this truck, I do think, and so is that middle line. The middle line is also going to be another popular line, so we're going to see drivers taking all 3 lines tonight, but though through practice, I'm seeing a lot of guys using the bottom line at least to start their runs. So we'll have to see how that plays out tonight. But getting closer and closer to starting the green flag, getting closer and closer to taking the green flag tonight to get this 100-lap event underway. And yeah, these guys are definitely going to put on a show tonight.
Yeah, and warm-up is just concluded, so we're going to get started with the starting grid for the race tonight. Dave Fuge Jr. top of the pole with a time of 31 seconds and 36 thousandths. Raymond Root in second, PB Henry and Brandon Edstrom on the second row. Christopher Burnham, Mike Burnett in the third row. Thomas Wolfe starting tonight 7th, and Kevin Zosiak in 8th. Nathan Nixon in 9th, and Corey Saucier in 10th.
Gordon Sailors is going to be starting in 11th tonight with John Holliday in 12th. Starting in 13th position tonight is going to be Kendall Leveren with Charles Abort starting in 14th. Tanner Marty takes 15th position with Jacob Snyder being the first to not set a time, starting 16th position tonight. Justin Boyle is going to be starting in 17th, Blair Holloman in 18th, and Rob Yost Jr. started shotgun on the field tonight.
Yeah, so 19 car field is on the amount of cars in the field tonight. 19. See, I'm not meant for this kind of stuff. But yeah, we
The
are.
math is mathing tonight, I can already tell.
Oh yeah, one of the math boys, you know. But with that, we do see the Dave Hughes Jr., our pole sitter, leading the field to the green flag.
Yeah, Dave Fuge, he's definitely showing his pace throughout the season. We've seen him, kind of getting his groove going so far. We saw him have a bit of a rough race at Daytona, but since then he's been really picking it up, and he's grabbing his first pole position of the year here at Kansas. So that 11 car is definitely looking fast. But another one is the truck starting in second tonight. Raymond Root, he missed last week. I don't know why he missed, but he did miss last week. So he will be another one to watch tonight as they're coming to the green flag. And how about you get a little? Let's hear your pick for tonight, Darby.
If I going right off the bat here, I'm going to be going with. Ooh, that's a tough one. We'll go with Kevin Zosiak, the 37 truck.
Kevin Zosiak, I like the pick, but rolling towards the restart zone here, Dave Fuge has control of the field, and he's going to hit it in the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air, and Dave Fuge, Raymond Root leading the field to the green flag here. That is PB Henry on the bottom line. He's going to be giving a good push to Dave Fuge. Brandon Edstrom and RJ Root on the outside line. Those two are going to be the help for the outside line, and this is going to be what we're going to see a lot of tonight. We're going to be seeing a lot of side-by-side racing between everyone here as they're coming down the back stretch.
Yeah, taking a look through the field, we are 2x2, three cars back, 4 cars, and then we got a 3-wide line involving Corey Saucier, Jacob Schneider, and looks like the one and only Brandon Edstrom.
Yeah, Corey Saucier was your second place finisher at Talladega, and he's going to be one to watch tonight. He was really, really fun to watch at Charlotte. I don't think he was racing at Charlotte, but he was definitely a fun one to watch last week at Dega, leading that outside line, and unfortunately finishing second, or as I like to call it, the first loser. And he's looking to do one better tonight in that 33 truck, and we'll have to see how it plays out. But a lot of these guys are looking to do one better than they did last week.
And apologies, I had Jacob Schneider mixed up with Brandon Edstrom. Very, very similar paints. But once again, we are blessed to see these beautiful EPI trucks. That's honestly one of my favorite paint schemes I think I've ever seen on that.
Yeah, those EPI trucks are definitely some good ones to look at. My favorite out of the... as they're wrecking on the backstretch, Jacob Schneider is one of them around. That was the 55 of Jordan Saylor's getting caught up with him. No caution just yet. They keep it straight, but Jacob Schneider, he is not going to be happy about that, as that seemed to be a little bit of netcode between the two.
Yeah, and we'll be taking a quick replay here soon of that accident that just happened there.
Yeah, it seemed to be a little bit of a netcode between the two. Looking at the replay here. Coming off of turn 2. Looks like Sailors gets up near the wall, and oh yeah, it looks like the wall kind of sucked him in, and he tried to get off the wall and got into Jacob, but they both keep it straight, and they keep it going straight. But I can tell you, that 4 truck of Jacob Snyder's not going to be happy.
Back to the live action. Dave Fuge Jr. still in the lead with about a half-second lead over Brandon Edstrom, and PB Henry following in right in behind.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of these guys just kind of chill out. Kind of what the 7 truck of RJ Root's doing. He's saving his tires right now, it seems like. Just kind of waiting for these guys to not make a mistake per se, but he's just waiting for them to kind of start falling off a little bit. At Kansas, if you burned your stuff off after about 4 or 5 laps here at Kansas. So if we've seen some people, kind of burn their stuff off, we'll definitely see it here very, very soon, as RJ Root's already looking to make a move on that 25 truck of PB Henry, and Brandon Edstrom also a little bit slow off the corner there, but looks like these guys are just kind of chilling out right now.
Yeah, Kansas is one of these cookie cutter ovals that you actually can run the apron in the front stretch, making it a little bit of a difference. In iRacing, as we all have seen in the past, it does warm up your tires a little bit more than normal, so you do have to be careful about how much you hit that apron.
Yeah, that can also help you a little bit too. If your tires are a little bit cold and you may be a little bit loose, or just coming out of the pits, you can kind of go down on that apron a little bit more aggressively than you normally would and get a little bit of tire temp going. But we'll have to see if anyone decides to do that. I don't see anyone actually wanting to do that. Should we have a green flag pit stop tonight, but it is definitely something to keep in mind right now as we're watching a little bit further back here, this battle between believe that is the 93 of Christopher Burnham and the 39 of Mike Burnett battling for position here. This is a battle for 5th position right now.
Yeah, just the white and the black version of the same truck. You see they do have opposite numbers there, teammates racing hard. Will the 93 give the 39 a little bit of room? Because it does look like he's trying to make the pass.
Tell you what, we're getting a little bit chippy for 2nd place up here. Brandon Edstrom, Philip Henry, they had a little bit of a skirmish going down the backstretch. Brandon Edstrom going down the block, but side by side for 2nd position. PB Henry on the bottom, Brandon Edstrom on the top, looking off the nose of RJ Root. He's just going to have a bucket of popcorn watching this battle here, and Brandon Edstrom's going to get the run coming off the corner here. He's going to get the draft of Dave Fuge, but Philip Henry also getting a good enough run to stay in front of Brandon Edstrom. And it looks like for now, Philip Henry completes the passes. He's just going to slide up in front of Brandon Edstrom, but Brandon Edstrom's going to do the switchback on the 25 of PB Henry, and he's going to have the inside now as he's looking to get that 2nd position back. And it looks like he may be able to do it going down into turn 1. And yes, Brandon Edstrom does clear, but Philip Henry comes back on the outside. He's going to have a little bit better of a run through the corner. And coming off the corner, that 25 is going to have the run. He's going to have the draft, but Brandon Edstrom's going to go up and side draft.
And we'll get another look of the action here. The battle for 2nd place from the rear end of Dave Fuge Jr. And Brandon Edstrom, you see, he is going down, getting much of the track as he can on the apron there, using the full width of the track.
Brandon Edstrom does clear the 25 of PB Henry just for a moment, but PB Henry coming back on that outside line. Once again, going to get the run coming off of turn 2. Brandon Edstrom goes up to side draft just a little bit. 25 still has the draft of Dave Fuge, but the 25 heads up towards the wall. That's not something we've seen a lot tonight. We have not seen a lot of people go up and use that wall like you can here at Kansas, but that's actually going to give PB Henry the position as he's going to clear the 74 of Brandon Edstrom, and now he's going to set his sights on the 11 of Dave Fuge, heading down into turn 1. The 25 going to send it on the outside, side by side for the lead. Dave Fuge still has a little bit of an advantage over the 25 of PB Henry, but PB Henry getting the run off of turn 2, and it looks like this may be a lot easier of a move than it was on Brandon Edstrom.
Yeah, the outside is definitely working on. Oh, and he's in the wall. So you want to try and use the outside lane if you can to make that move, but you got to make sure that you do stay far enough away from the wall. You can't be Kyle Larson all the time, and if you don't, you end up looking a little bit more like Chastain.
But yeah, there was almost a little bit of contact between Brandon Edstrom and PB Henry. That's why I made that weird noise. Still waiting for, still not where. Okay, my brain is not working right now, but we're kind of just in a limbo right now, waiting for these guys to start making some moves. As everyone's just kind of sitting around right now, kind of, waiting for the tires to start burning out a little bit. And they should be hitting that kind of fall off window right now, as PB Henry is now attempting to make a move on Kevin Zosiak here.
Yeah, as we've seen PB Henry drop through the field. Now Nathan Nixon right behind him. And he's probably wondering why he wasn't.
The other car on the wall.
Yeah,
Levron.
Yeah, Kendall Levron hitting the outside wall there. 28 truck, Caterpillar truck, looking mighty nice today. We're used to seeing him more up towards the front. Gotta wonder if something's going on with this truck right now that's causing him to hit the wall.
I do remember in his interview last week when we interviewed him at Talladega, he said he was not looking forward to Kansas. So that could have something to do with it, or it could just be the truck not handling the way he wants it. This track temp is quite hot for Kansas, sitting at 93 degrees. So these guys are definitely feeling some handling effects. But right now, I'll tell you one truck that doesn't have any handling issues. That 25 at PB Henry, he is flying back up now.
Except for that one issue he did have. We don't talk about that, though.
Yeah. Oh, and another issue right there is he gets into the wall coming off of turn 4. But again, nothing happened. You didn't see anything. You're just seeing things if you saw Philip Henry in the wall.
Taking a look at our chat here, definitely want to give a shout out to Deb Harris and Oster Runkle for joining us in the chat. Love to see our viewers in chat. And any questions you have, we'd love to answer them for you.
Yeah, go and drop your picks too if you're in the chat. Let's hear who you're cheering for. I can already guarantee I know who one person in the chat is cheering for, and I can guess it's going to be the 74 truck sitting in 3rd position right now. That's my professional opinion.
Yeah, Brandon always bringing viewers to wherever he races. Likes of Dabo is cheering him on.
Yeah, we got some BBR fans in the chat as well. That's going to be the EPI trucks you were liking so much. Christopher Burnham and Mike Burnett sitting 4th and 5th respectively. And a few other people we're looking at here.
Now, just taking a look at the action right now, we do see quite a few of the trucks all using different lines. Is there any reasons why you wouldn't want to be drafting as much as you can off the truck in front of you here?
Well, dirty air it definitely has a big thing. It's not as big with the trucks, but you can definitely still feel it, and that's one thing you really don't want to do is you don't want to sit in the dirty air of another truck too long because that can burn that right front off. But mainly, we're seeing a lot of differentiating lines being run right now is because people are trying to find the grip. That's one thing about Kansas is iRacing did something with this track to where pretty much every line will work in one facet or another throughout the race and throughout the run. So we're just seeing people looking for the grip, looking for where their truck is going to handle best. And we're seeing a lot of different people choosing a lot of different lines, which is what I love about Kansas. It's not necessarily my favorite track here, but it's definitely a fun one to watch. And yeah, these guys are just trying, like I said, trying to find that grip and find where their truck works best.
On screen right now, we have the battle with Thomas Wolf, Corey Saucier, and Mike Burnett. A little bit of a crossover move there from the 91 truck, the Prime Energy truck there. But Saucier able to get to the low side and just squeak ahead after a little bit of pressure by the 91 there.
A little bit of a just trying to find that grip there for the 91. Is going to get a little bit loose there coming off of turn 2. We'll give it a little bit of an advantage to Corey Saucier, but that draft is going to take away that advantage very, very quickly, and we're going to see that 91 Prime truck just head straight up towards the wall and run, as I like to call it, the Larson line, right up against the wall using the side force that you can generate off that wall to get the truck to turn. And that's one thing I love about Kansas is that wall works, especially in the trucks. That wall works all throughout the run.
And we're taking a look off the left front here of Nathan Nixon as we continue to watch this battle of the two trucks in front of him.
Nathan Nixon has a very, very good view of this. He's doing what I like to do when I see people battling in front of me, sitting back with a bucket of popcorn, waiting for him to make a mistake and pick up the pieces. And not a bad strategy either if you're just trying to pick up positions. But it most of the time it'll work, but sometimes it won't, and you'll get taken out if they make a mistake. So it'll be something to keep an eye on. But looking up front, though, Dave Fuge and Brandon Edstrom side by side, and it got a little bit of tight coming off of turn 2.
Yeah, a really nice battle going here. Dave Fuge able to fend off Brandon Edstrom by the looks of it, and hopefully all this hard running is going to affect them on the long run.
Brandon Edstrom's going to come back with a huge run coming off the outside, and it looks like he may get up alongside the 11 of Dave Fuge heading into the corner, but Dave Fuge still has the advantage, and he's going to have that grip on the bottom, but he does hit the apron a little bit. That gives Brandon Edstrom the advantage he needs, and he's going to get that run off the corner, and he is going to clear Dave Fuge off of turn 2.
Yeah, and now we see Fuge just taking a little bit of a lower line, trying to get out of that dirty air, as you do see him just inch up on Brandon Edstrom, but doesn't seem to be enough to get that second position back.
Tell you what, though, this is a big-time characteristic of Kansas Speedway, and it's how bad the fall-off can be here. I'm taking a look at Brandon Edstrom's time. He's running a 31.337 was his fastest lap time. He's fallen down into the 32.5s already, and that just shows how bad the fall-off can be at a place like Kansas Speedway. And while you can run multiple different lines, you have to run the line that works best for you for the handling of your car, and that can save you the most tires. But hey, look at that. That's the 25 of PB Henry. Wasn't he in the wall about 15, or not 15, about 10 laps ago?
Yeah, the Legacy Esports Academy driver, definitely showing why he was accepted into the program there just recently as they launched their program just a few months ago.
PB Henry definitely showing why he deserves to be in this league, as he's already back up on the rear end of the 74 of Brandon Edstrom. We saw these two getting a little bit chippy earlier in the race, but still side by side with the 11 of Dave Fuge as the 25 of PB Henry. He's going to be on the outside here. He's going to have a little bit better of a run on the 11, but still even throughout the corner. PB Henry using that outside line, using that side force to his advantage. He's going to get up on the rear end of the 74, Brandon Edstrom. Almost give him a bump draft going down the backstretch. That's going to allow PB Henry to clear the 11 to Dave Fuge. Now he's got a sight set on the 74, but before he can do that, Dave Fuge comes back once again with a little move on the inside here. Dave Fuge gets a nose out in front of PB Henry, but PB Henry's going to have the run off the corner. Even at the line there, I believe they gave the position to PB Henry, but not a very big slim of margin. But right now, RJ Root on pit road.
Yeah, as we are 27 laps in, it is about that time that we are going to see drivers start to come down onto pit road.
Yeah, the fuel window, I remember from Charlotte, was sitting right between 27 and 30 laps. So within the next couple of laps, we'll see a lot of people coming down pit road. And name Brandon Edstrom one of those as he's coming down pit road. Justin Boyles is down pit road. Almost everyone's down pit road in your top 5. Justin Boyles, Brandon Edstrom, PB Henry, Dave Fuge. We're getting little extracurriculars there in the back. I believe that was the 29 of Tanner Marty sideways on the entry of pit road.
Yeah, we'll definitely try and get a nice look at that of Tanner Marty entering pit road. We'll see what we got here.
This is what I was talking about with one of my keys to the race. He sees everyone slowing down, gets a little bit loose.
Yeah, it looked
on
like
the transition to the banking.
Yeah, to my untrained eye, I would say that that had a bit to do with putting too much brake while you're still on the apron. 2 wheels on the track, 2 on the apron. It's not the good time to be really pressing on your brake there.
Yeah, that was one of my keys to the race. You have to get on pit road cleanly, and Tanner Marty not able to do that. That's going to lose him a ton of time and a ton of track position. But our battle for the lead right now, Brandon Edstrom and RJ Root got actually a lot closer than it was. That gap has closed a little bit, but Brandon Edstrom doesn't have the tires warmed up as RJ Root does. RJ Root's been out for 2 laps now. Brandon Edstrom just starting his first lap out of the pits, and that gap seems to be growing a lot quicker now.
Well, as we wait for Raymond Root here to get back on the lead lap, the lead lap as the pit cycle goes on, we'll take a quick break. Give special thanks to our sponsors, and we'll be right back with more SSRL Truck Series on Grid Vision.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we're back with more action of the SSRL Truck Series here on Grid Vision. I am Austin Derbyshire, your producer, and Nick Stein in the booth with me tonight. Nick, how are you enjoying the race so far?
Oh man, it's been a fun race to watch. We're watching RJ Root right now, and he did not take tires on this pit stop. I remember he did this at Charlotte as well. He didn't take tires on the first pit stop to save a set for the end, and that ended up winning him the race. So it looks like he's going with that same strategy. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But right now, Jacob Schneider's your leader. He's got a 2.3-second lead over Dave Fuge Jr. and 2.5 over Mike Burnett, and that's where our main battle is. Dave Fuge, Mike Burnett, Christopher Burnham, Thomas Wolfe, all those guys are all within. Put a blanket over those four.
Yeah, taking a look at pit strategy here on the top right of the screen, you will see that Schneider did enter the pits a little bit early, looking like he's doing 24 laps there the first time, and he would be already halfway if he was doing that again.
Yeah, he's looking like he's trying to split the stage in half, you know, pit 25 laps, get 25 laps to the stage. He's definitely going for a stage win right now, coming up on 10 laps to go. Ooh, excuse me, in the stage. And then, of course, that stage break being exactly halfway in the race at lap 50. So these guys definitely pushing for that lap 50 mark, trying to get those coveted stage points.
Yeah, when you have stage racing the way it is here, a little bit different than what you normally see in most leagues, but with the stage break halfway, I would say the best way to do it is to split the stage.
Yep, that is the most common strategy you'll see, especially in longer races. You'll see guys kind of, you know, split that final stage in half if there is multiple stages and just, you know, kind of ride it out from there. But tell you what, Jacob Schneider, he's losing a good bit. That gap's already down to 1.4 seconds. They've gained about a second over the last couple of laps, and Jacob Schneider's fallen off pretty quickly.
Yeah, as you do see the gap getting smaller and smaller there as that number decreases on the ticker there. We'll take a quick look at the last lap times. Dave Fuge Jr. with a 31.96 to Schneider's 32.29.
Yeah, about 0.3 of a second faster a lap for the 11 truck of Dave Fuge, and you can also say the same for Mike Burnett and Christopher Burnham. They're running very similar times. Actually, matter of fact, they were 0.003 of a second from each other on lap times that last timing loop. So Dave Fuge is leading this charge up towards Jacob Schneider. We'll have to see what the gap here is at the timing line. Gap sitting at 1.0 seconds, so about 0.2 of a second, or yeah, 0.2 of a second a lap quicker for Dave Fuge compared to Jacob Schneider. That should allow him to catch him with about 3 or 4 laps to go in the stage.
Yeah, and we'd definitely like to take this moment to give thanks to EPI for providing the setups for this league. If you want a great setup to run in official racing, open racing, make sure to head to raceepi.com as it shows on the side of this truck. Get yourself a top quality setup today.
Yeah, I'm watching how fast Dave Fuge is catching Jacob Schneider, and you know what I like to say, Darby? It's one thing to catch a guy, it's a whole different ball game to pass him. So we'll have to see how much Jacob Schneider is willing to defend this stage when 8 laps to go in the stage and the gap is under a second at 0.6 of a second. So it looks like Dave Fuge definitely has the pace advantage. Will he have the skill advantage to get around Jacob Schneider?
Yeah, with only 7 laps remaining now, definitely would expect it for Dave to put the pedal to the floor a little bit more than he has already. You can usually squeeze out a little bit more from your normal run, as you know the stage is coming. I don't know where that speed comes from. You know, I'm not one of those people who have speed, but you can definitely get a little bit more if you try.
I can tell you what it is. Cojones. That's where the extra speed comes from. But yeah, you gotta put your foot a little bit further down on the floor, even though it's already on the floor, and just kind of send it into the corner. That's where the pace comes from. But Dave Fuge, he's catching Jacob Schneider like it's nobody's business. He's going to take it up to the middle line and kind of diamond the corner down into the inside line. He's going to have a better run coming off the corner, and the drafted Jacob Schneider heading down the back straightaway. Dave Fuge looks to the inside. Jacob Schneider cuts him off. Parks the bus a little bit there. Dave Fuge looks to the outside to get a little bit of a clean air. And Jacob Schneider's doing exactly what I thought he would. He's defending this position with everything he has. Dave Fuge, he has the run. Looks to the outside, nothing there. Looks to the inside, nothing there. This is going to be a cat and mouse game all the way to the stage. 6 laps to go in this stage.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see Jacob Schneider up to the front because he was involved in that incident at the very beginning of the race, and even though we haven't had one of them pesky yellow flags, for him to get to the front on pit strategy is a really good move and shows you the skill of said driver.
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit earlier today. He said Kansas is a very good track to him. As Dave Feuds looks to the outside, he looks to the inside. Jacob Schneider cuts him off, cuts the nose off, cuts the front end off, and that's going to allow Jacob Schneider to get a little bit of a gap going. 5 laps to go in the stage. Jacob Schneider, Dave Feuds fighting for everything it's worth. We know Dave Feuds has the fresher tires. We know he has the pace advantage, but he does not seem like he's able to get around the Ford truck of Jacob Schneider. That gap closing a lot faster now as they're coming to 3 laps to go in the stage. Or excuse me, 4 laps to go in the stage.
Yeah, what was it 8 laps ago we started to see him get a little bit closer, and all that time he made up, lost in one part of the corner.
Yeah, this is a masterclass in defending we're seeing from Jacob Schneider. This is how you defend a position. If you didn't know how to defend it, well, just watch Jacob Schneider for a few laps and you'll see exactly how to do it. You just got to take away their line before they can get under you, and that allows you to take that line. Dave Feuds, though, he has another run coming off of turn 4. Will he be able to get around Jacob Schneider? He doesn't look like he's close enough to attempt a move, but as I say that, he looks to the inside. Nothing there. Jacob Schneider cuts the line off. Dave Feuds up to the middle and diamonds it back down to the inside like he's been doing. 3 laps to go in the stage here. Dave Feuds has another run off of turn 2. What'll happen into turn 3? Dave Feuds looks to the inside. Jacob Schneider tries to cut it off. He doesn't have it, though. Side by side for the lead. Dave Feuds gets a little bit tight. Jacob Schneider has a bigger advantage. Even coming off of turn 4. Dave Feuds, Jacob Schneider side by side for the lead. Give that lap to Dave Feuds by 26 thousandths of a second. And if Dave Feuds can complete this pass with 2 laps to go, it'll make it very hard for Jacob Schneider to get back up and around him, but still side by side for the lead coming down the backstretch.
Yes, our pole sitter Dave Feuds, who went promptly back a few positions at the start of the race, made sure to save enough of his tires so he could get to the front here as we come to take the final lap of the stage.
Dave Feuds clears Jacob Schneider off of turn 4. White flag in stage 1 here. Jacob Schneider trying to get back up to him, but it looks like Dave Feuds has this stage win sealed, barring a mistake here. Jacob Schneider, now his focus is going to be on defending from the 39 of Mike Burnett for second place in stage points here. What'll happen here? Going down into turn 3, Dave Feuds sees nothing but clear track in front of him. Except there's a lap car in front of him and Rob Yost, but still, Dave Feuds coming off of turn 4. He's going to win stage 1 and the only stage caution of the night.
And that we see the yellow come out. Well, if I had to give it a rating, I'd give this probably a good 7 out of 10 for the stage. Nice and green. That's what I like to see, that's for sure. And hard to believe we're already halfway through this race.
We're absolutely flying. Just under 30 minutes to finish that stage. Matter of fact, we just crossed the 30-minute mark of this race, so this race is definitely flying by.
Yeah, we just saw the pace car blow by the trucks as now they got to do the job of catching up to the pace car. It's always a toss-up whether you're going to be slamming on the brakes to let the pace car get ahead of you or you got to run to catch it.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the pace car doing a $120 coming off a pit road, and you're having to slow down to wait for it. But we're going to see a lot of pit stops here. Dave Feuds, Jacob Schneider. Looks like everyone's coming down pit road here. And it's going to be that slow 45-mile-an-hour crawl towards your pit box. And going to see how this plays out here. Who wins this race off of pit road? But one of your fastest guys of the night so far being Raymond Root. He's finally going to be able to come down and get some tires. He fell back to 12 seconds off of Jacob Schneider there and Dave Feuds in that 20-lap run. So that just proves how important tires are here.
Yeah, and as these drivers are on pit road, we are going to take our final commercial break of the night, and we'll be back for the full second stage here of the SSRL Truck Series at Kansas.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league.
And we are back as we enter the Geico green start zone, and Dave Fuge leads us to start stage 2 on lap 54 of 100.
Dave Fuge getting an amazing restart. He's going to jump out to a couple of tenths of a lead, and teammates behind him, Mike Burnett and Christopher Burnham, side by side for second position. Christopher Burnham's going to have the run coming off of turn 2, but here comes Corey Saucier. He's going to make it 3 wide to the inside of Mike Burnett. 3 wide for second position here. Christopher Burnham clears the 39. So does Corey Saucier, and Mike Burnett has no clue what just happened. He just lost two positions in the span of the back stretch.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate for him, but he gets right behind his teammate there, and probably will be able to get back ahead of Saucier if I knew anything. But apparently I don't, as he just tucks in behind Saucier.
A little bit of contact between Dave Fuge and Mike Burnett. Looks like we're setting up for another 3 wide moment here. Christopher Burnham and Dave Fuge side by side for the lead. Dave Fuge on the inside, Christopher Burnham on the outside. Here comes Christopher Burnham with a little bit of a run on the outside. He's going to have that huge run coming off the outside of turn 4. And he's going to catapult up to be even with Dave Fuge as they cross the line. Give that lap to Dave Fuge by 30 thousandths of a second. Christopher Burnham still on the outside here. He's holding tough on that outside. Here comes Corey Saucier, though. He looks like he wants a battle at this lead, as he's going to be in the draft of Dave Fuge. Dave Fuge gets a little bit of an advantage over Christopher Burnham. Christopher Burnham starting to fall off a little bit. Now he's going to be side by side for second position with Corey Saucier through turns 3 and 4. Coming up off of 4, Dave Fuge clears the 93 at Christopher Burnham. Burnham coming back with the run on the outside. Give that lap to Dave Fuge once again.
Are we watching
just
that
over a
final?
tenth as he tries to clear into turn 1.
The drafting at the beginning of the second stage is absolutely wild. You think we were at a super speedway.
Bump drafting down the backstretch. Christopher Burnham and Dave Fuge just trading blows with each other right now. Christopher Burnham trying everything he can to get up with Dave Fuge and try to get that lead. Dave Fuge, though, he still has the lead. A little bit further back, we're 3 wide for just a moment. Thomas Wolf, Brandon Edstrom, and Kevin Zosiak were 3 wide crossing the finish line. Brandon Edstrom is sending it to the inside of the 91 Prime truck of Thomas Wolf.
Yeah,
almost a little contact between the two.
Yeah, don't think Wolf was expecting Brandon to be there, but he is there. He's trying to get around, but 91 able to just pull ahead and put Brandon behind.
Brandon Edstrom's trying everything he can, but right now, side by side for second position up here, Corey Saucier and Christopher Burnham. Give that lap to Burnham just barely. They were tied at the line. 0 thousandths of a second, 0.000 at the line, but Saucier on the inside. He's got a nose on Christopher Burnham coming off the corner. Christopher Burnham gets a little bit loose behind him. Mike Burnett and Nathan Nixon trading blows. Saucier into turn 3 on the inside. He's going to have a little bit of a arrow push from the 39 of Mike Burnett. That gives him the run he needs coming off the corner, and he should be able to have a nose over the 93 of Christopher Burnham. Give him second place there by not a very big margin. Heading into turn 1, Saucier, Burnham still side by side. Dave Fuge just watching his mirror, watching these two fight, and that 11 truck loves what he's seeing right now.
Yeah, if you're Dave Fuge and looking in your mirror, you gotta love what you're seeing, just because it does make your life a lot easier to pull ahead when you have that clean air and the drivers behind you are battling. As you can see, just the top of the trucks in the mirror from our position here.
Yeah, this is we're starting to get to that point where the tires are going to start to fall off. If you've been battling like these two have been, Christopher Burnham and Saucier still side by side. These two have been at each other's throats for about the better portion of the last 5 laps, though. Behind him, Brandon Edstrom looking to the inside of Nathan Nixon, and he's going to send it down on that 92, and he's going to clear the 92 he almost cleared him. I was looking at a different truck. Apologies there. Dave Fuge, though, in the wall off of turn 4. That's going to allow Corey Saucier to attempt to move on him. He's going to turn defending his position into almost attacking Dave Fuge for the lead, though. Got a little bit of a hornet's nest brewing here for your top 5.
Most certainly. We got quite the pack here. Looks like going all the way back to the last person. The only person not in the pack tonight, Kendall LeBron. So don't know what happened to him. We did miss that, but maybe just take it a little bit easier in case one of them fun flags does come out.
Yeah, we're side by side still. You got Corey Saucier and Christopher Burnham still side by side for second. And behind him, Brandon Edstrom clears the 92 and Nathan Nixon. Now he sets his sights on the 39 of Mike Burnett in this absolute dogfight for second place right in front of that 39 truck. Christopher Burnham almost clears the 33 as Saucier into the corner, but Saucier is going to come back once again on the inside line. He's going to try the slide job, and he will clear the 93. Now he's got to defend from the 39 of Mike Burnett as the two teammates are going to be side by side now for third position. Brandon Edstrom looks to make it 3 wide, and he does. Entry of turn 1, 3 wide for third position. They make contact into turn 1. Mike Burnett and Brandon Edstrom make a little bit of contact. That deters Brandon Edstrom for trying again, and they're 3 wide, and Jacob Schneider's almost wrecking again. Somehow saves it once again. Things just kicked off. More contact. Nathan Nixon in the 91 of Thomas Wolf. They're wrecking. Justin Boyles, Nathan Nixon sideways. Tanner Marty sideways. George Sailors is involved as well. Still no caution, and now the caution flies.
Most certainly going to be taking a look at that, and it looks like the caution did come out for the likes of PB Henry, who we've seen up near the front for quite a bit of this race.
Yeah, the 25 at PB Henry. Was he involved in that? I think he was. Yeah, he was. He was spun at one point in that.
Well, that's unfortunate. He just got into that Halloween truck there, and unfortunately, you know, you tap someone, you may think you're clear, but that other truck goes down, taps another, and comes out and clears him out.
Things went from 0 to 100 very quick there, and that's what happens when tight racing goes awry like it did there. I believe that all started when Brandon Edstrom and Mike Burnett and Christopher Burnham were 3 wide going into turn 1 and 2, and things kind of just kicked off over the rest of the lap.
Yeah, Brandon Edstrom, the only one from our top 10 coming into the pit lane, as we do see Tanner Marty, Rob Yost, Nathan Nixon, Kendall LeBron, PB Henry, and John Halliday make the pit road after Dave Fuge did do the fake out.
Yeah, just saw a lot of hijinks there at pit road. A lot of people trying to fake each other out. Brandon Edstrom, though, did come down pit road to get 4 tires and fuel, and it looks like the rest of the people on pit road are people that were involved in that wreck. And that didn't take out a lot of cars, but it did involve a lot of good race cars.
So with what we're looking at here, 34 laps to go when we go green, what would be the benefits of coming down and taking a pit stop at this point of the race?
Well, if you came down now, either way, you're going to have to pit one more time, at least one more time. So what this does is this allows you to push as hard as you can on this set of tires. Because if you're the likes of Brandon Edstrom, you have 1 set of tires left. So does everyone else now. So you're on even tires with the rest of the field. And what this allows Brandon Edstrom to do is push as hard as he can on this set of tires. And then as soon as the rest of the field that had not pit on that caution comes down to take fuel, you pit with them, and you pretty much get a free set of tires and a whole bunch of time for almost free.
Yeah, it could be a very, very beneficial strat call by the likes of Brandon Edstrom, as long as we don't have another caution.
We'll have to see how this plays out, but for now, lining up 2 by 2, getting ready for this restart. Go ahead and reset the field real quick. Dave Fuge is your leader. Corey Saucier is scored in 2nd position right now. Christopher Burnham scored in 4th position, but he's going to be starting second. He's going to be starting as the leader of the outside row due to the choose cone. But Mike Burnett's going to be sitting in 3rd position. That is Jacob Schneider going to be 2nd on that outside. Things are a little bit jumbled up here due to the choose cone, but For now, Dave Fuge, Corey Saucier, Mike Burnett, Christopher Burnham, and Jacob Schneider are going to round out your top 5.
Yeah, we hang off the right rear Dave Huge for the restart. We have his speed there and his gearing in the top right. And expect him to start accelerating here right away.
Just making that slow crawl towards the restart zone. Coming off of turn 4, it looks like, for these guys. Pace car makes its hard right turn onto pit road. Get out of the way of these guys. And Dave Fuge has control of the field. Waits a little bit longer, and he goes. Dave Fuge, green flag back in the air for the 11 truck of Dave Fuge. Christopher Burnham trying to get back up there. Corey Saucier is up there as well. And it looks like almost a repeat of the last restart as Corey Saucier is going to get to the inside of Christopher Burnham through 1 and 2. Jacob Schneider is trying to get up there too. Saucier looks like he has a little bit of a momentum. He's trying to get to the inside of Dave Fuge. Bump drafting down the back stretch. Corey Saucier giving a huge bump to Dave Fuge. That's what's going to keep the 11 truck in front of the 93. Side by side for the lead. Christopher Burnham trying to get in front of Dave Fuge off of turn 4. That run on the outside is going to be paramount here and give that lap to Christopher Burnham by 17 thousandths of a second over Dave Fuge. Jacob Schneider giving some arrow pushes to the 93 to turns 3 and 4. That's going to allow 93 of Christopher Burnham to clear Dave Fuge. Fuge tries to clear up in front of Jacob Schneider, but Jacob Schneider says, no, sir, you stay on the bottom there. Side by side for second position here. Jacob Schneider, Dave Fuge. Through turns 3 and 4. Fuge is going to clear. Jacob Schneider relegated to third position. Saucier now trying to defend from 3 wide. Again, here comes Brandon Edstrom, who was on pit road on that last caution. This is what I was talking about. This is pretty much a free set of tires and a whole lot of time gained for the 74 machine. He's going to have about 15 lap fresher tires than these guys in front of him. This is almost going to be an easy move as he's going to send it to the inside of Jacob Schneider and Christopher Burnham, and he is easily going to take second position here. Jacob Schneider and Christopher Burnham still side by side for third now. Edstrom looking to the inside of Fuge coming through turns 3 and 4. He's going to get to the inside of the Fuge, and it looks like Brandon Edstrom's going to be your new leader here.
Yeah, shades of NIS from 2 weeks ago where he used almost virtually the exact same strategy to get himself up to the front and was able to hold off other drivers to take home his first NIS top split win.
I think he had a lot less time to defend there than he did now. He's got 30 laps to try and build as much time as he can before the next cycle of pit stops. Further behind him, Jacob Schneider, Christopher Burnham, and now Corey Saucier. They're going to be 3 wide off the corner. This is going to end up in a sandwich. Jacob Schneider spinning. Christopher Burnham in the wall. Jacob Schneider somehow saves it, but he makes contact with the 91 of Thomas Wolf, and there's going to be another caution on the racetrack.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate for Thomas Wolf, just minding his own business. Almost thought they had it saved, but Jacob Schneider just kept coming down there.
Yeah, just Schneider was in the process of trying to save his truck, and Thomas Wolf, unfortunately, was in his way of saving that truck, and that sent the 91 around. And that was all a chain reaction from a sandwich occurring coming off of turn 4 between the 93, the 4, and the 33 of Christopher Burnham, Jacob Schneider, and Corey Saucier, respectively.
About to take a look on board with the 91 of Wolf and see from his view how that broke down. Just driving along, minding his own business.
Minding his own business, he sees a cloud of smoke, and Jacob Schneider just appears almost out of thin air there, and a couple of hard hits for the 91, but he somehow manages to keep that thing straight.
Yeah, great wheel control by the 91 to make sure that the truck never got more damage than it did.
Yeah, great wreck of win. It's from the rest of the field to avoid taking out a lot more trucks than that wreck needed to. But somehow Brandon Edstrom made it through all of that chaos very quickly, and now he's going to come down pit road again, and he's going to be leading the rest of the field down because these guys officially can make it on field to the end of the race. Should be a full fuel run for these guys, so Brandon Edstrom effectively just got a free lead out of pitting on that last caution.
Yeah, and like before in the first stage, we saw drivers come to pit road around, some of them around lap 23. So we definitely know that they're going to be good to make it to the end as of now.
Yeah, Jacob Schneider did that early stint to start the race just to get some extra track position out of it, and it definitely worked. We did see someone take 2 tires, though. Jordan Sailors on the 55. I do believe he No, I think he just pulled into his pit stop, stopped for a second, and then went again. That was weird.
Just a splash.
Maybe, but that should put him net leader right now. That is a... okay. I don't know what to say. That was a little bit odd to watch for the 55, but hey, if it gets you the lead, it gets you the lead. Hey,
Yeah, we'll see what he'll be able to do on the restart here, unless he does come down the pit road this time by. And he's coming to pit road this time by.
looks like he may have missed his pit stop. Would be my next guess, but that's gonna give the lead to Brandon Edstrom, and behind him, I believe that's Kendall Leveron. That's a name we haven't called on much tonight.
Yeah, we've seen him up towards the top 5 a couple times, but quickly did fall back.
Oh, I'll tell you what it was that got up in the second position. He took left sides on that pit stop. I don't think I've ever seen a left sides call at a mile and a half.
Yeah,
That's a new one.
Yeah, not a
Scratch
mile
that
half.
one.
We
Scratch that one off on the bingo card.
Back in the day, we definitely would take left hands at Daytona, that's for sure.
Yeah, you do that with the next gen as well. You take left sides on that first pit stop, no matter what. But I can't say I've ever seen anyone take left sides in a truck at a mile and a half. That, like I said, scratch that one on the bingo card. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Where do I collect if I got bingo?
Go to the collections agency, I think. I don't know. I've never won bingo, so I couldn't tell you.
Blackout, or am I going for an X? What am I doing here?
I don't know. I don't know.
Under the B4.
Ah, bingo. You know, sometimes I wonder if we're just if both of us are just devolving into absolute madness under cautions.
Yeah, it's well, you could probably argue that I've gone mad a long time ago.
Same here. Same here.
So, what are we seeing here? Are we actually seeing drivers take out like actual choose rule here?
Yeah, choose cone. This league runs with the choose cone, so that basically means these guys can choose whatever line they want to restart in. And you can actually use that to your benefit, as RJ Root has. He's going to be restarting 4th here. Actually, he wasn't 4th to begin with. Never mind. Anyway, you can actually use it to your advantage to gain a ton of positions, should you choose to do that. But it looks like most everyone chose their respective lines to start with anyway, except Kendall Leveron. He's going to be starting on the inside.
Yeah, well, big up to our race admin, because, you know, it is a little bit tricky to get everyone's flags cleared as after they take the green, as you would get for improper lining up procedure.
And that's where you have a button that says exclamation mark clear all, because it just clears all everyone's black flags as soon as they take the green flag. So right now, Brandon Edstrom's going to be your leader. Pace car makes the hard right turn on the pit road, and that 74 truck is going to have the loud pedal. And he's going to hit it early in the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Brandon Edstrom with an amazing jump over the rest of the field. Kendall Leveron now, he's going to be on the attack for the 39 of Mike Burnett for second position. But going into turn 1, Burnett clears Kendall Leveron. RJ Root looking to the outside of the 28 of Kendall Leveron, but no move materializing just yet for that 7 truck. Single filed out throughout the majority of your field right now. Just looks like everyone's starting to chill out a little bit, trying to save tires for that very final push towards the end.
Yep, single file, except for the Toyota truck there that we see on the left-hand side of our screen. And
Blair Holloman in that 10 truck.
Yeah, and a few more trucks going down onto the apron to get that a little bit of a shorter distance of the track and see if it benefits them.
Yeah, we're looks like Mike Burnett attempting to, looks like he's looking for the lead here up front. Got a 3-car breakaway right now. Brandon Edstrom, Mike Burnett, and Kendall Leveron, 1, 2, 3 right now. They pulled out about 2 or 3 tenths over RJ Root, who's now having to defend from Dave Fuge. Going down the front stretch and into turn 1. No move yet, but it seems like everyone's just calming down a little bit from what we had on that last green flag run where we had all that craziness breaking out. And it looks like people are just, attempting to save, trying to, as I said, save for that final 10-lap push where I think we're going to see things start to really pick up once we get to inside 10 to go and people can start making moves.
Just taking a look back towards the back end of our field, the likes of Kevin Zosiak. My pick, maybe not the best pick, but I had faith as he's battling the likes of Jordan Sailors and Corey Saucier, who we did see up front before that last caution break.
Hey, faith is for the, what's that saying? Faith, blind something. I don't know what that saying is, but hey, you had faith in someone and they're not having the best race, but Kevin Zosiak always good at, he's shown pace at the 1.5 miles, and one of these days that 37 truck's going to break through. I can feel it.
Well, George Michael always told me you got to have faith, the faith, the faith.
Something, Mike Tyson, I don't know. Anyway, still looking for a lead. RJ Root and Kendall Leveren side by side for third position. RJ Root on the bottom, Kendall Leveren up in the Caterpillar machine in that 28 truck. Looks like RJ Root's going to clear, and behind him, Blair Holloman trying to form an attack on the 28 of Leveron. Leveron giving a bump to RJ Root down the front stretch, and that's going to allow the 28 to get to the inside for just a moment, but RJ Root having that outside line run. It's going to get clear of the 28 of Kendall Leveren. A little bit of connections issues for the 7 truck, as Holloman's going to get a good run. Doesn't look like he's going to use that to try and attack Kendall Leveren. So right now, only change of position is for third place. RJ Root promoted to third place, but as I say that, Blair Holloman and Kendall Leveren side by side. Things get a little bit tight. Holloman in the wall, but he's going to keep it straight, and Leveren and Holloman still side by side. Now Dave Fuge looking like he's wanting to join this battle here. Holloman all the way up to the wall. Kendall Leveren on the white line, and so is Dave Fuge right behind him. Holloman's going to have the run here, and behind him, here comes Christopher Burnham with the run on the outside. Holloman, Leveren still side by side. This is for fourth position right now. As Dave Fuge, he's going to give a little bit of air, and he's going to get to the inside of Leveren as Holloman clears Kendall Leveren. Promote the 10 truck into fourth position. Now Dave Fuge wants fifth, and it looks like the 93 of Christopher Burnham wants sixth from the 28 of Kendall Leveren. Leveren falling like a rock right now.
Got 17 laps to go, and these drivers are getting ever so more racy.
Oh, it's Kendall Leveren almost giving a bump to Dave Fuge going into turn 3. Leveren's still falling back. Here comes Dave Fuge. He's going to try to make a move on Blair Holloman going down the front stretch. Doesn't quite have the nose, but I would expect by the time they get down to turn 1, Dave Fuge may try a move. He moves to the inside. In front of him, though, Mike Burnett and Raymond Root side by side for second position. Brandon Edstrom watching all this unfold in his mirror. RJ Root has the run off of turn 2. Mike Burnett trying to defend here. RJ Root may clear him for just a moment on the entry of turn 3, but Mike Burnett still has a nose to the inside of our Raymond Root. Coming off the corner, RJ Root's going to clear Mike Burnett, promote RJ Root up into second place. Excuse me. Now Blair Holloman's attacking Mike Burnett for third position. Side by side for the lead, though. Raymond Root's going to clear Brandon Edstrom into turn 1 almost too easily. Is RJ Root pushing his tires too hard, or did Brandon Edstrom burn his off? Blair Holloman now clear Mike Burnett for third position, and now Brandon Edstrom attacking RJ Root into turn 3. Side by side for the lead. RJ Root all the way up on the wall. Brandon Edstrom running that middle line. Coming off of turn 4, RJ Root and Brandon Edstrom door. Beating and banging down the front stretch of Kansas Speedway. Where have I seen this one before?
Definitely could be thinking you're having a little bit of deja vu here as we do see Brandon Edstrom and Root battle for the lead. But teammates, I believe, very similar trucks. The 7 just with a little bit more of a October breast awareness truck. Great colors and a great cause of that truck. And definitely like seeing him up near the front, especially after not being around last week.
Yeah, Raymond Root and Brandon Edstrom, a part of that Prodigy Esports camp. The guys that have been dominating a lot of the A Opens, as Blair Holloman now looking to join this battle for the lead. Edstrom tried to get alongside RJ Root, and he may coming off the corner. Root tries to squeeze him, but Edstrom says, no, sir, I want this position and I want this lead. Edstrom has the nose going into turn 3, but Raymond Root's going to send it down into the corner. Coming up on 12 laps to go here. RJ Root, your leader. Edstrom in second. Holloman looking to make a move to the outside. Edstrom blocks. Holloman to the inside. Edstrom has a run. He takes it to the outside. 3 wide for the lead heading down into turn 1. RJ Root stuck in the middle. Holloman on the inside. He's got the nose on Raymond Root. Raymond Root comes back with the lunge, and they make contact. RJ Root, Blair Holloman making a little bit of contact. That's going to allow Brandon Edstrom to get back up in the lead. He's going to clear Root into turn 3, but Root's going to send it down into the corner. Almost try to attempt the slide job. He's going to wash up the track. Edstrom has the run off the corner. Coming off of turn 4, give the lap to Brandon Edstrom. He's going to lead the lap 89 there. Here comes Mike Burnett. He's looking to the inside of Raymond Root into turn 1. No move materializing just yet, but Holloman trying to build back up a run. Here comes Mike Burnett. He almost gets to the inside. Fuge clears Holloman for 4th position right behind this battle. And Edstrom's your leader into turn 3.
Taking a look here at our leader, Brandon Edstrom. He's led a great deal of the laps today, but I don't think enough to take home that extra point there.
He may have led, I'm not 100% sure how many laps he's led tonight, but he's definitely been up front. So is the car behind, or excuse me, the truck behind him and Raymond Root. Raymond Root leading the majority of the start of this race. Looks like this is going to be our battle for the win here. These 5 trucks all within a second of each other. Almost 2 seconds back to Kendall Leveren. Behind this battle is Mike Burnett trying to get any run he can, but here comes RJ Root. He's slowly bringing back in the 74 Brandon Edstrom. Holloman sitting off the back of this pack. He's trying to make a move on Dave Fuge for 4th position. Fuge is going to turn that into an attack on the 39 of Mike Burnett, but he gets a little bit tight. Holloman gets to his outside. Holloman and Fuge side by side for 4th position here. And it looks like it's going to go the way of Holloman through turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, on the exit of the corner there, we did see Fuge with a little bit of a sharp cut. Probably never realized he was so close to the likes of Holloman. And just that little jerk of the wheel is enough to slow him down and have Holloman pass by.
Holloman up in the 4th. He's attempting to get up to Mike Burnett and maybe attack here. Burnett, he's going to have a little bit of a run as RJ Root's getting a little bit loose in the corner. Mike Burnett just biding his time. So is Blair Holloman right behind him. And it looks like everyone's waiting for the other person to make a mistake. And that's the key of Kansas. You got to wait for someone to make a mistake. But for now, Brandon Edstrom still your leader as they're coming to 7 laps to go. Or excuse me, 6 to go.
Yeah, as we ride along board the hood of Mike Burnett, we see him. He's definitely sending it more into the corner than Raymond Root, but Raymond stays in that higher lane and is able to generate some more speed coming off the corner. So by the time you get about halfway through either the front stretch or the back stretch, it looks like no gain for Mike Burnett.
Yeah, it's a battle of who can have the better run off the corner. That's another key to Kansas. It's just getting that momentum off the corner. Blair Holloman looking like he wants to try and make a move on Mike Burnett for 3rd position here. Holloman all the way to the outside, using the side force off that wall to get the truck to rotate. Doesn't look like it's going to amount to much here, but he will have a much better run than Mike Burnett coming off the corner. Burnett looking to attack the 7 truck of RJ Root for 2nd position here. These guys kind of just biding their time. It looks like the tires are starting to wear off here, so these guys not really able as Holloman's in the wall in the background. That's going to take Holloman out of this lead battle. 5 laps to go here.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dave Fuge Jr. has fallen off a little bit as well. So as 5 laps ago, we had about a 5-car battle, and it looks like the battle for the lead is down to possible 3, maybe even just 2.
And they were 3 as the saying goes. RJ Root and Brandon Edstrom up by the wall. Burnett on the white line, and looks like Burnett's starting to fall off. RJ Root in the wall. That's going to give Brandon Edstrom a little bit of advantage. 4 laps to go as Brandon Edstrom has eked out a 3/10 advantage over RJ Root. And now it's all about who can hold the pressure. Who can bear the weight of the pressure the best is going to be the winner of this race. Burnett getting dangerously close to that wall off of turn 2. He's still in this battle, but Brandon Edstrom your leader by a pretty good margin right now. Will RJ Root be able to get back up to him?
Not looking too promising as of right now as we come to take 3 laps to go.
Brandon Edstrom still your leader. RJ Root still trying to play chase here. The gap's up to 0.37 tenths of a second. I believe that may have grown by just a few hundredths of a second. RJ Root seems to have the faster truck, but will he be able to get up to the 74? Brandon Edstrom, I said it earlier, it's one thing to catch a guy, it's a whole different ball game to pass him. RJ Root gains a couple of tenths there. He's going to slap the wall out of turn 4. So does the 39 of Mike Burnett, and that's going to allow Blair Holloman back into this battle, and 3 wide as Dave Fuge sends it to the inside of the 39. That's going to put Dave Fuge and Blair Holloman up in position. Mike Burnett going from 3rd to 5th within the span of a straightaway.
Yeah,
back up front, Brandon Edstrom still a huge lead.
Yeah, Mike Burnett using the tactic of following the truck in front of you a little bit too well as he follows him directly into the wall.
Coming off of turn 4, Brandon Edstrom's going to see the white flag. White flag in the air one more time around for Brandon Edstrom to get his first career win in the SSRL Truck Series. He's got a 6/10 advantage over RJ Root crossing the line. And it's all up to Brandon Edstrom to not make a mistake here. As Brandon Edstrom being chased by RJ Root for 2nd position. Remember, RJ Root slapping the wall out of 4. A couple of laps ago, RJ Root sends it down the inside, but coming off of turn 4. Brandon Edstrom's going to win his first career race in the SSRL Truck Series, and RJ Root's going to finish in 2nd.
Yeah, what a treat of a race we got to witness tonight, Nick.
Oh, man. That race got really good there at the end. I think that went from a solid 7. I would put that up to an 8.5 for how that race finished.
Even without that, we saw a whole lot of passing throughout the whole race, different strategies come into play, and honestly, that's minus my favorite of a fuel strategy race. I'd say that's right up there as Brandon Edstrom comes flying through the grass.
Oh, he's pulling the Dale Earnhardt. He's doing the donuts through the grass. What a way to celebrate your first career win in a league, and Brandon Edstrom gonna burn it down in the grass.
And here we go as he takes his celebration, his burnout. He's going to head towards the start-finish line. We'll take a look at our final results. Brandon Edstrom in P1, Raymond Root P2, Blair Holloman taking down P3, Dave Fuge Jr., who led quite a few laps today. P4, Mike Burnett, unfortunately, could have had a top 3, but hit the wall there towards the last 3 laps of the race. Corey Saucier, P6, Kendall Levron in P7, P8, filled by Nathan Nixon, Tanner Marty in P9, and Christopher Burnham in P10.
Finishing in P11 tonight is going to be Charles Abert in the 07 machine. Thomas Wolfe in the 91, we saw him sideways once tonight. He's going to be finishing in 12th with Jordan Sailors in 13th. Kevin Zosiak, your pick, unfortunately finishing in 14th position tonight with Rob Yost Jr. finishing in 15th. PB Henry, we saw him up front a few times tonight. He's going to bring it home in 16th position with Jacob Schneider finishing in 17th. First car, 1 lap down, going to be Justin Boyles finishing 6 laps down in 18th with John Holliday finishing 14 laps down.
And with that, we're going to take one final step away, say hello to SimWrap Market, and we'll be back with interviews of our top 3 finishers. Welcome back to our post-race coverage here on Grid Vision for the SSRL Truck Series. I am your producer, Austin Derbyshire. Once again, still have Nick Stein with me, and he just had a moment to caught up with Blair Hallman, who took down the P3 position.
Blair Holloman, Nick Stein up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys. How you doing?
Well, it was an up and down final 10 laps for that 10 truck, and you somehow managed to bring it home in P3 after slapping the wall and falling back by almost a second and a half off of third place Mike Burnett at the time. How are you feeling after that finish?
I mean, it was decent points at the end of the race. I didn't really qualify. Well, I didn't qualify at all. And I think it was like lap 2 or 3, that incident on the backstretch. I like lost the draft and never had a chance for stage points. So this last half of the race was pretty much just throw it all out there and see what I can gain from there.
Yeah, that was definitely a fun one to watch, as we had 5 cars in with a chance at the win. And man, you had an up and down race at the night. Of course, you started out with that incident with Jacob Schneider on the backstretch, and then losing the draft, coming back and finishing in 3rd position. Looking ahead to next week, though, we head to Kentucky. How are you feeling for that one? It's a lot trickier of a track compared to Kansas. Are you feeling good for that one?
Honestly, with Kentucky, I can't really say I feel confident at that track. It's one of those tracks that it really is, you gotta hit the rhythm just right to be going places. And every time I race there in a league, I manage to find the rhythm in the outside retaining wall. So my goal for next week is to simply finish with all 4 wheels on the truck and it's still running.
And I feel that one. Finding the outside wall at a lot of tracks, I definitely feel that one. And man, you had yourself a fast truck tonight. Who you got to thank? Who gets it done for you every week?
Yeah, pretty much with Zuyos Racing, my older brother Bobby, my teammate Corey, of course, running with Dave and Jordan Sailors. And although the truck has no sponsors on it today, because I'm running the 2003 Toyota show truck paint scheme, got Customer Club, Matco Tools from my tool guy Roy Salisbury, ACR Auto Core Recycling with my buddy Brian Lefevre. It's a couple of us just try to say just keep me going here.
Well, congratulations tonight, Blair. We hope to see you next week at Kentucky Speedway, and again, congratulations on the 3rd place tonight.
Thank you guys. I'll catch you next week.
See you next week.
And I am joined in the booth with our 2nd place finisher, Raymond Root. Raymond, tell us about your race and what you feel like you could have done differently to take home that P1 tonight.
Oh, well, I mean, we ran really good at the start of the race, put a little bit of a gap on the field when green flag pit stop started, and, like always, saved a set of tires in the first stage because, tires are more important than points. And, fell back to the back of the pack, got in the wall and got hit while I was in the wall right before the stage, which did like 37 seconds worth of damage, which was enough to make the truck not what it was. And, had an amazing battle with Brandon. That was some of the most fun racing I've had in a while.
What are your thoughts on having a race like this where you do have your stage at halfway? A little bit different than other leagues that at least we call here on Grid Vision. What kind of strategy does that make you have to play in your races like that?
I play the same strategy every race. I just take fuel only in the first stage and make it to halfway, and then take tires at halfway, and then under the green flag pit stop, and have an extra set in case a caution comes out.
All right, yeah, we did notice that you did take fuel only because you were out of the pits so quick there. Any thoughts on Kentucky next week?
Kentucky's gonna be fun because it's a mile and a half that you actually have to drive, whereas this one you don't have to use the brakes. You're just off the throttle, letting it roll. Just trying to predict the right line. Kentucky, it's gonna be wrapping the bottom for the most part, but it's actually going to take, a little bit of, finesse, and it'll bring out drivers, more of that kind of skill from the drivers, and I'm excited for it. I used to love Kentucky, just because it's one of those weirder shaped tracks. I mean, it's a cookie cutter mile and a half, but the banking's a little finicky, and it's a lot of fun.
Who would you like to give your shout outs to this week?
I really got to thank Nami. I'm having a brain fart now. Well, Nami, Brandon's going to give you a whole spiel about Nami. No Kid Hungry. Everybody over at Prodigy. Brandon for racing me clean and having a really fun race. And that's about it.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us in the booth, and congratulations on your second place finish. And now we have Brandon Edstrom with Nick, good friend Nick, and take it away.
Brandon, you got your first ever win in this series, man. How are you feeling, brother?
Oh man, I should be 3 for 4 right now, but hey, you know what? Every week we've just been having bad luck. Kind of had a little bit of a blow-up interview last week, which I just want to apologize to Dave and Jordan, all the guys that run SSRL. Shouldn't have said what I said, but I think karma's on my side this week. I mean, RJ sent it in there with a few laps to go and almost got to my door, made a mistake, and got to the wall. But yeah, man, it feels really good to finally get a win.
Man, I was so excited to have a call on that battle. That was an absolute blast to watch. And dude, that entire race was so much fun to watch. Heading into Kentucky next week, how are you feeling? It's a mile and a half. You actually have to drive, as RJ put it, man. How are you feeling heading into that one?
Well, I heard from Dave in the chat before the race that they're trying a little something new next week, and I don't want to spoil it, nor do I think I have permission to say it, but they're testing something out this week that's should add even more excitement to a league that's already very exciting. Nah, man, Kentucky's weird. Kind of like Kansas, but not really. You really do actually have to drive it at Kentucky, even though these tracks look almost exactly the same. But no, man, I'm excited for it. If we can win here at Kansas, then we definitely have a shot next week. So I definitely look forward to it.
Yeah, it was a fun race to call, and you had a bad fast truck all night. What names on that truck get it done every week? Because you guys in that Prodigy Esports camp, y'all seem to bring fast trucks to every single race. Who gets it done for you guys?
Ah, man. Well, first I got to thank NAMI, the Northern Alliance on Mental Illness, for their continued research and dedication to help those with mental illnesses. I'd also like to thank No Kid Hungry for providing 10,000 meals to children all around the world every day. My good buddy downstairs in the apartment below me, David Patnode, he's watching me race right now. My fiance, my mom, my sister, all my family, my friends. You, Nick, believe it or not, we're getting along now, so I'm going to thank you as well. But nah, man, it's just everybody that lets me do my hobby and support me, especially my fiance. She's a trooper for it. I'm on here like 4 or 5 nights a week, and she really supports everything that I do. And I want to thank Ryko for providing us the setups when it's an open league. This isn't open, so Ryko isn't powering these bad fast trucks. But nah, man, I think it's just the time that we put into it, Nick. Honestly, I mean, we're out here practicing almost every day of the week. As you know, I only usually do the A car, so it's nice to do something a little different in the truck. But I might have to dip my toes into a Road to Pro next year because I'm starting to really like the truck, and it just feels right.
Yeah, congratulations on the win. Of course, your first career win in the SSRL Truck Series, and the way you put it, you're looking at a lot more this season. So congratulations on your first win tonight, and we'll see you next week, and hopefully talking to you in Victory Lane once again.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks, Austin, for everything that you do. Nick, you guys do an amazing job every week, so look forward to hearing you guys again here soon.
Thank you for having us. And that was Brandon Edstrom, our winner here tonight at Kansas. Any final thoughts about the race tonight, Nick?
Oh, man, that was one of the more entertaining races I've watched. We had tons of 3-wide racing, tons of... we saw everyone running every lane you could run here. There were 4 distinct lanes that I could see, and all 4 of them were being utilized to their fullest potential tonight. And that's Kansas for you. This track is multi-groove. I love it. I love watching races here. Can't say the same about racing it, as I've never had really good luck here. So I really love this track, and I'm so glad I was able to watch this race tonight.
And with that, let's take a look at the other action coming up this weekend here on Grid Vision. Tomorrow, NIS top split action from Martinsville. That will be me, your producer, in the booth, along with Brian Britt and Austin Edstrom, long lost cousin there, as we like to joke around. But then Sunday, Martinsville doubleheader. First off, Truck Series is the penultimate race of the season. And then 9 p.m. Eastern, RGR, Kailu Cup Xfinity Series at Martinsville. But with that, we are coming to the end of our show here at Kansas Motor Speedway. Thank you to everyone who gets the job done for us here at Grid Vision. Thank you for Dave Fuge for having us do the commentary here for this league. This has been your producer, Austin Derbyshire, and Nick Stein, and we're signing off. We will see you next time.